Greetings. Greetings, family. Peace, peace. We haven't spoken in a while, y'all. And it's just so much. It's just so much. Peace, y'all. Peace. Give thanks and praise. We here. We here. We are live, okay? Spirit had me. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? First of all, can y'all hear me? Clear. Am I coming in clear before I start getting into the conversation of the night? Send me some green hearts if you can hear me. Send me some green and red hearts if you can hear me. If you can hear me clearly, send me some green and red hearts. Because we have to talk, y'all. We haven't really tapped in. I'm not seeing any green and red hearts, y'all. What's up? Can y'all hear me? Are y'all ready? So I've been getting... So the song that's playing right now is called Hail Ras Tafari by Protege. This is like old song from one of his previous albums. Give thanks. We in here. Y'all. Food and words as medicine. First of all, how have the talk fasts been going? Because I've been getting lots of messages. Yes, 8 Year Affair is the album. This is for the real Protege stands. Y'all know this album. I gotta run the song back just off the strength because he was, feel me, he got the Grammy nomination. He had to run the tune back, okay?
Every morning I rise, peace to my mind when I hail Rastafari. Knowing his eyes are an eye, Jah be my guide, I reside with the Most High.
I want to have this conversation because I'm seeing that this is something that is very prevalent in our community. This whole concept of our words they might cut off your live because of this song. I'm gonna just turn it down a little bit. I'm burning some sage right now, just setting the tone, letting folks into the space. Yes, we giving thanks. We giving thanks. I am first and foremost giving thanks for my ancestors, my guides. I'm giving thanks to the Most High for bringing me here to this moment to even be able to share these words. I'm giving thanks for this day of life that I have experienced that was so divine. I'm giving thanks for every day of life that I have experienced that has led me up to this moment here and now. Today is day 361 that I've been fully raw vegan. Now, let's actually begin with what that means and what that looks like. Because when I share with people about my lifestyle, they have their own concepts and ideologies that automatically they feel is what's represented in this lifestyle that I don't necessarily feel me aligned with. So when you are fully raw vegan, that means you are eating, first of all, only plants, okay? So there's no animal products or byproducts, and also no cooked food. Okay? So when you cook the food over 118 degrees Fahrenheit, that is considered cooked. At that point, the food, the chemical structure of the plant is shifted. Okay? So it has now become a different structure that you're ingesting. And understand that these structures, it's information, okay? So when I say that I'm fully raw, I'm receiving the information in its whole original state, as closest to source as possible. So what does that look like? That looks like going as close to the land as possible and working my magic, okay, putting it together, alchemizing the flavors, and then I intake. Instead of using the fire element to shift flavors, I'm really just tapping into that high level of alchemy, the practice of alchemy, to work with how the plants are presented to me as is. So give thanks for that. I just had to make that clear of what this lifestyle actually looks like. Whew, y'all, this has been a journey. Oh my goodness, this has been a journey. I can't even believe that it's about to be a whole year that I've been on this vibration, and it's crazy to me because this began as a 30-day fast, a 30-day, challenge with myself. This was like, okay, I want to really activate that high level of discipline within myself so that that discipline can then spill over in other areas of my life, so that you see my vision board right there, so that I could see all of those manifestations actually come into fruition. Because really, I feel like we are capable of doing anything we set our minds to if we actually choose to go through, if we choose to move forward and take the steps daily. It's just a matter of commitment. With anything that you desire, it's about not giving up. Right? So I told myself, all right, 30 days, I'm gonna do this, okay? I'm gonna do it. As much as I love cooking, I love using a fire element, I love adding heat to my food, I love that. I love cooking food outside, on a real fire too. Those who have been tapping into my journey for quite some time and have seen the works I have done in Jamaica, and a lot of the time when we're cooking, it's usually outside, right? So I was like, okay, Most High, feeling guided and called to do this for 30 days, do the raw ting for 30 days, really set the foundation of discipline in my life experience, raise my vibration at the highest level. Really, another thing too, I wanted to really connect deeply with nature as well and realign myself with the frequency of nature, because nature has it right, y'all. Even when the humans are acting crazy and creating this earth to be the ghetto, nature is perfect and divine. Nature was here before us and will be here after us. So I'm just like, I want to tap into this lifestyle to reconnect and realign myself with the perfect love frequency that is Mother Nature. So because we are what we eat and we become what we ingest. We become that. Okay? We are what we eat and we become what we ingest. So if we are eating nothing but food filled with life, vibrant colors, okay? Vibrancy. I'm preparing most of my meals 98% of the time. I'm eating my own food, so I'm infusing my own affirmations and prayers. I'm infusing my own Reiki healing energy into the food that I'm intaking. Of course, that's going to be medicine. Yes. Of course, that's going to be my medicine too. Setting my intention, pouring that into the food. Because when you out here eating from just anybody all the time, you don't know what they doing in the back of that kitchen. You don't know if the chef broke up with his girlfriend broke up with him the night before. He's pissed and he goes into the kitchen and he's chopping up that meat that's already dead, and he's pissed and he's pouring that low vibrational energy into the food. What you think you brought to what do you think? Okay, we are what we eat. We are becoming that which we are thinking. We are becoming that which we are ingesting on every level. So this is not even just about food. Because you can thrive outside of, existing on this particular lifestyle. Because I believe that we are all on a journey, and we must honor where we are on our journey. Not everybody I meet is going to be ready to receive this. Some people who I'll be walking in the street, they won't even be able to see me due to the vibration that I'm existing on. And I give thanks and praise, because that's one of my most prized superpowers, is to not be seen by certain folks. That's an aura of protection because of the vibration. And those who do see me are ready to receive. Those who can hear me are ready to receive. It's an aura of protection for you not to see. Thank you. I give thanks. Thank you, Most High. I'm telling you, it's an aura of protection, keeping your vibration high. If you are constantly going out to eat, eating this food from strangers' hands, never mind the physical, okay? Some of these folks don't even wash their hands, y'all. Y'all know how the pandemic actually, told people how, wow, y'all need to wash it. Folks did not realize that they should have been washing their hands before. Are y'all hearing me? It's folks in the kitchen that they're not washing their hands, and you're eating there. This is not to instill fear in any way, to tell you, oh, you shouldn't go out to eat. Because, baby, I love that. To be able to have an experience where I'm being catered to, where somebody's preparing a meal for me, all of these things. But to be doing this every night, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for many folks, or maybe you're eating 2 meals a day, and one of those meals you're going out to eat every day, 5 times out the week, you're eating from strangers' hands, and you're wondering why your life is not unfolding the way you desire, because you're pulling in energy from sources that you're willingly from strangers whom you have no idea what their intentions are. So it's time for us to begin, this journey of absolute self-love, to where we actually desire to prepare our own medicine for ourselves. And this absolute level of self-love, where if we're gonna go out to eat, we're gonna get some colorful, beautiful, lively food in a restaurant where, you know what, I really like the vibe. I'm gonna let my spirit guide me. Because when I go into restaurants, I have to feel it out first. If I'm not feeling it, if spirit is telling me no, then no, I cannot eat here. And maybe that means just on that day, okay, maybe I can come back a month later or two, and it'll be a different, vibration. But in that moment, Spirit is telling me no. But that comes with me taking a moment to tune in. And in order to tune in, you have to actually be tuning in to the right source too, not the parasites that are telling you, yes, actually we want this. We oh wow, we love the low vibration. That's what the parasites will tell you. That's what and they speak through you. And they speak through people around you as well. So, but that's a whole nother conversation. We're gonna get into that though. We're gonna get into that today as well. So the whole topic of food and words as medicine is something that is just, we really need to be having this conversation, and we really need to be embodying this wisdom at the highest level, because this is our opportunity to have an armor of protection in these days and in these times. This is how we can have an armor of protection, because there is poison being thrown at us from every direction. And if we can choose to say, you know what? Even though the reality around me, the environment around me is looking crazy, even though it's looking like chaos, I have the power of my voice, and I have the power to command a different reality. I have that power with my own voice and with my own words. I can choose to only use words that are healing for myself and for those around me. I can choose that. If you have literally poison being thrown at you from every direction, the very least you can do is to take matters into your own hands, to do the work within yourself instead of self-sabotaging yourself. Okay? Instead of self-sabotaging, choose a better direction. Choose words that are empowering for you. If you're around folks that are disempowering, if you're around folks that do not support you in a way that you need to be supported, because it's one thing for someone not to support you, right, at all, and then it's another thing for folks to attempt to support you, but it's not necessarily the support that you need. And if you are not receiving that from those around you, you have to be the one to give it to you yourself. How can you empower yourself in a way that is truly impactful for your life experience? If it is that you are walking an Suppose that you could have just called me for this message. I give thanks and praise this resonated, okay? I give thanks. Because if you are choosing to walk, actually let me run this sentence back. If you have been chosen to walk an unorthodox path in this life, in this lifetime, if you have been chosen to walk a path that is different from the ones before you, you have to be the one to empower yourself on that path. You have to be the one to say, you know what? I am satisfied. I am content. I am abundant. I am blessed. I am prosperous. My path is clear. I am successful in every way of the word. I am living in luxury. Even if your environment hasn't yet reached that standard that you are already seeing in your mind's eye, the fact that you already see it tells me that should tell you that it already is in a different timeline. So it's just a matter of time for you to align with that timeline. It's a matter of time and alignment. That's all. It's a matter of having the right conversation with the right person who opens up a door for you that you didn't even know could be open. But because you were open to receive, it was presented to you with ease. Now, if you are constantly keeping yourself in this low vibration of, I can't do it, I don't have enough, I don't this, I don't that, I don't, trust me, you won't. Trust me, I can actually tell you that you won't. You're constantly asking for it. Of course, you're going to receive. Ask and it shall be given to you. To the highest degree, it will be given to you. And this is a practice of reaffirming and reprogramming. Because listen, y'all, we have been programmed from before we were even born. We were being programmed. When we were in our mother's womb, in our grandmother's womb, we were being programmed. Do you know how we were being programmed? In our grandmother's womb, by the foods grandma was eating. Because she was receiving information that was creating you, that was nourishing her womb. If y'all did not know, you not only were your being was not only held in your mother's womb, but also your grandmother's womb. That's how powerful the womb is. Okay? So the food that grandma was eating was inputting codes in your being at that point. The food that mom was eating, when you began to actually become physically formed for those 9 months, okay? She was sending you codes and information. That was a programming. You were being programmed from before you were born, before you were conceived, you were being programmed. And then when you're born, a lot of us have extremely traumatic birthing experiences in a hospital where, think about it this way, you are for 9 months in the dark, in the depth of the womb. You are in the dark, you being formed. You are existing in the ethers. You haven't even come earthside yet. Okay? You haven't even seen the world yet. You don't even know any of this exists. You're in the dark, you're in the depth of the womb. And then mother gives birth at a hospital where they have her laying back. That's completely not the way we're meant to be giving birth at all. That's actually, it's defying gravity. That's not the way we're supposed to be squatting. We're supposed to be releasing the child that way. So no, we should not be laying on our backs giving birth. That in itself is traumatic for the mother and the child. And then when the child is born, actually comes earthside, is immediately thrown into this environment in front of strangers they've never met before, who really are just there to receive a check, a lot of them, because many of us are not even living in our gifts. Many of us are not even doing a sacred work that we're meant to be doing here. Many of us are living in distractions, working jobs that we shouldn't be working at all. That's not in alignment with our purpose at all. So many of these folks are doing it for the check. So they're not even there because of the love, okay? And so you're born and the first thing you see are these strangers who you'll never see again, okay? And you're thrown all this light, this fake light that's not even real light, coming from the dark, y'all. Coming from the dark. Now you're exposed to all this fake light. That in itself is a programming. Immediately, that's trauma. And then, oh my goodness, but it doesn't end. It continues. They continue with the horrendous treatment of the woman, of the child, okay? After she's giving birth the wrong way, they now take these tools and these scissors and these knives, and they cut off your complete connection to the womb. This is everything you've ever known. And all they do is take a scissor, snip it off, and hand you to the mother, if that's even the next step. When I think about that, I just feel for women across the globe who are experiencing such trauma. That is a program, okay? So I have to get this deep. I have to go to the beginning for y'all to understand, for y'all to understand, for y'all to overstand how deep the programming is and the work that we really need to do. Because, honey, many of us have forgotten the sacredness of life and have completely disconnected to what is sacred, that is nature, that has the real information for us. So now after the placenta is clipped off, your connection, you don't even, of course the child is screaming and the face is red and like, I'm just blown. I need to burn some sage because, are you kidding me? That's really wild. That's really wild when you think about it. Okay, so let's get back into it before I get upset, okay? Because that's wild. Okay. So, after now, you're born. Okay? You're born, you've come earthside, you're finally in your mother's arms. You're finally in your father's arms after this traumatic first experience of life earthside. After being cooked for all that time in your grandmother's womb and your mother's womb, all of that time being created and just all this love was creating you. Finally in mother's arms, finally in father's arms, okay? And then you begin to grow. Now you're 1 year old. Okay, hold on. Let's run it back. I'm going too fast. Let me slow down. Hold on. Because I need y'all to really understand how deep this programming is and what we really are doing the work to reprogram through our food, through our words. So now you're born. What's the first thing that you're ingesting that's becoming of you? Mother's breast milk. Okay? We're gonna get into this conversation. Now, mom, whatever mom is eating is being alchemized into your divine nourishment. Whatever mom is eating. So if mom is, after you're born, she doesn't really have the community support and assisting her with some delicious home cooked meals. Maybe, she's not really receiving that support, so she's eating out all the time and she's eating food from strangers. She's eating fast food that's not prepared with love. Okay, I mean, this is like worst case scenario, but this is, at the end of the day, this is reality and this is the average household. So I have to speak on this, okay? Because community is almost non-existent in our experience. And it's sad. Because how our ancestors lived is not like this. So separated. But because I'm getting hot, we gonna get into that another time. Eating food, at the end of the day, whatever mom is eating is what is going to be alchemized as baby's divine nourishment. If mom is not eating the highest vibrational food, if she's not eating delicious home-cooked meals, nourishing meals, okay, foods filled with vitamins and minerals, vital minerals, because baby, this is when baby is born, baby is now baby is on a quick speed, high speed path of just like creation and development. You see how quickly these children grow up, okay? So what they're ingesting is becoming of them. So if mom is not eating the proper food filled with vital minerals, that baby is not receiving vital minerals. That's becoming of them. So we have a lot of adults walking around here that were never, ever, ever fully developed. And how can it be a question as to why many are experiencing illness and disease of all kinds and of all sorts? Especially now where a lot of the food that's on the shelves in a grocery store did not exist 50 years ago. So it's not actually food. And that's what we're taking in. Now, if mom chooses for whatever reason the route of formula as well, that same thing. And that's the reality of it, though. And we have to be real about it. So that's where the programming begins. I had to bring y'all to the beginning, though, to see and to understand the work that we have to do now as adults. It is our responsibility. And then, okay, let's actually skip to the 5th year of life. You're 5 years old now. Where do they send you? To school. Oh, wow. To be taught by strangers, more strangers. Oh my goodness, telling you who to be and what to be and what to do and how to live. Strangers. And you're, oh my goodness, Lord. Oh my goodness. This is how deep the programming is. This is how far back it goes. So let's skip over to our 20s now. Maybe at this time you're done with schooling. Maybe at this time you're being, presented to the real world and you're out into this experience. And you have the authority to think for yourself. Now you have the authority, but you probably don't know this if you didn't know. I'm letting you know now. You have the authority to think for yourself now. You have the authority to develop your own belief systems. You don't have to, if what you were taught does not feel like your truth, you have the authority to decide that it's not. Like, how dope is it? You have the authority to say, you know what, this is my truth. And this is what I'm standing on. This is what feels real to me and true to me. Not necessarily what I was taught. You now have the authority to choose what you're eating as well. Because you're becoming that which you're speaking, you're becoming that which you're eating as well. So make better choices. That's just like, that's a conversation that I had with myself coming into adulthood. Like, I'm gonna make better choices now that I have the space and the ability to do so. I'm gonna choose to speak high vibrational words that resonate with the life that I desire for myself. If it is not a reflection of what you actually desire, it's self-sabotage using those words. For example, if you were diagnosed with cancer and that's not the reality that you desire for yourself, stop speaking sickness over your life. Once you say I am, anything you say after that is law. It's only a matter of time before you see it, though. It is law. And guess what? The belief in after those words after the I am, the belief behind it is fuel. for that manifestation to come into fruition. It's fuel. It's the battery. It's charging up the battery. Somebody said saying it runs in the family is wild. Yes, I mean, what runs in a family is the toxic habits and thought patterns. So as soon as we shift the toxic habits and thought patterns, guess what? The generational curse stops there. It's literally that simple. But we have to be the ones to simplify it in that way. We gotta be the ones, to do the reprogramming. Because if we don't do it, you just gonna get lost in the matrix. And you're gonna be just lost. Running on a hamster wheel. And what kind of life is that? Not actually experiencing. Not actually tapping into the magic that's here for you to tap into. And that's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. That's where that self-love comes in though. That's something that has been like really huge for me. On this journey that keeps me going. Like I said, it's 3 years about to be 365 days, about to be a year, y'all, that I've made the choice. Because after those 30 days, I was like, I feel really good. So I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna just keep going, and unless a day comes by that it doesn't feel good anymore, I'm gonna just keep going. I just honor where I'm at. And it's that love for self where it's like, I'm willing to choose what makes me truly feel fully activated in my cosmic goddess essence. If y'all would like to ask some questions, I'm seeing the text kind of move a bit quickly. So if y'all want to ask questions, feel free to send questions in the question box. Yes. I see this one. What was your favorite meal during your raw alkaline journey? My favorite meal on this raw journey has been, I have grown this deep appreciation for kale, y'all. I don't know. I just love kale. I love kale so much. But I don't think that would be my top. I think my top would be okay, so anybody who's in LA, my favorite restaurant out there is Wild Living Foods. They have an extremely extensive raw vegan menu, and all of their food is just phenomenal. It's very rare that I go out and I'm just like, yo, this food is popping. I would actually eat here again and again and again. So I would say Wild Living Foods, but food just in general, a dish that has been one of my go-tos during this journey of just raw vegan, all pasta dishes. Raw pasta dishes be so good to me because I love pasta, cooked pasta, so it just be good. And I was never loving pasta, because I know people who really be just will eat pasta every day. That's not how it was, but because the texture is so familiar, that part right there is super amazing. I love that. Oh, thank you for that question. I love that. So the pasta, and what else do I love? I love raw vegan burgers as well. I love that because when I was not even vegan, I used to love turkey burgers. And then when I went plant-based and stopped eating meat and all of that, I just love veggie burgers. So now that I've been on this raw vibration, I like raw burgers and food that has a really good sauce. Feel me? You gotta have a good sauce, honey. The sauce, Man, a salad could turn into just like this cosmic experience just with a really, really good dressing. Like, and also, um, just like variety within the salad as well. Yeah, definitely. I'm seeing a lot of questions come in. I will get to whichever ones I feel called to answer. Was there a time where your diet wasn't good? Well, I would say that my parents did a really good job at programming us with good programs. You know, they were not like super terrible. My parents come from Jamaica and they're like very big on like home cooked meals and like organic food and those kinds of things. So pretty much everything was like organic, and like when we did eat meat, you know, it was that kind of vibe, but we was definitely eating mad rice. Feel me? We was definitely eating mad rice. And now I can't eat no white rice. No way. No way. I just feel like my stomach would just because people ask me all the time about like craving cooked food at this point in the journey. Randomly I'd be craving cooked food. I'd be wanting like pancakes and waffles randomly, or quinoa. That'd be the cooked food I want, like pancakes and waffles or quinoa. Like I can't really think of like any other like cooked food at this point in my journey. Somebody said their biggest struggle is recipes. Baby, I'm a whole resource. Go on my website and it's literally a growing collection of raw vegan recipes that I'm constantly creating and posting on there. So give thanks. Give thanks. Yes, let's get into more questions. Someone asked, okay, let me get to this question. I just joined in. On day 361, what is something that you have learned and would share to someone just entering this raw plant-based lifestyle from standard plant-based foods? I would say, there's so much I would share with you. Just to be a guide, coming from plant-based life, vegan living, and then moving into the more raw lifestyle. So I would begin with, if you are eating, let's say you're eating 3 cooked meals a day, begin to cut out one of those cooked meals and create that meal to be raw. I would say start experimenting with salad dressing and sauce making. So start really getting into like sauce making and salad dressing making, like more like creamy, like more like dense salad dressings and things, so that when you do make your salad, it comes together and it feels satisfying when you have that delicious dressing on top. And when you do make your salad, let's say it's a salad that you're making and you're switching out your dinner for like a really bomb, beautiful raw salad, create this salad to be a whole experience. Like, you want different textures, you want different flavors, you want all of that. Okay, you want all the colors, you want sweet, you want spicy, you want nuts, you want seeds, maybe you want some sprouts, you want some avocado. Okay, maybe you have some sauerkraut as well, so you have the fermented food on there. Maybe you've marinated some mushrooms, because you know mushrooms in itself, honey, just yes. Maybe you've marinated some mushrooms. You maybe even took it to the next level and put those marinated mushrooms in the dehydrator if you have one. And you put it in the dehydrator. Now those flavors are really beginning to alchemize with the mushroom, and it's giving you that cooked feeling. Because people always ask me like, yo, how do you make your mushrooms like raw but they look cooked and they be tasting so good? I be putting it in the dehydrator sometimes if I don't have the space or a dehydrator available, then just marinating for a long time, because time is an ingredient. Maybe you're not even working with the mushrooms on a salad. Maybe you do like a sunflower seed pate, okay? Maybe like a sunflower seed and beetroot pate, where it's kind of like the texture, like I don't know how else to explain it, what a pate would be, but like a blend, like a, like, I don't know how to explain it, but adding that to the dish gives it more body, so you're feeling that, just like that feeling of satisfaction. You can also do walnut meat. I have a recipe for a really good walnut meat on my website, and that you can put on any salad. I actually also have a recipe for a bomb marinated mushroom that's really good as a salad topping that you can use. And then you can add also fruits and vegetables that are high in water content as well. So now, not only is this salad becoming dense and extremely satisfying, but you're also being hydrated by this salad as well. You're also being hydrated. So by the time you eat this food, you just feel good and complete, and you don't need anything more. Yes. Let's get to the next question. Yes. After you do the one meal a day being fully raw, maybe you could do 2 meals a day and replace breakfast with a smoothie now, or fresh pressed juice. I drink a lot of fresh juice every day, and sometimes smoothies. I have smoothies sometimes too. I like to eat a lot of seaweed as well. There's like certain things that I just eat almost every single day. Seaweed is one of those things I eat almost daily, for sure. Because you want to have an array of the different vitamin. Y'all funny in here. An array of the different vitamins and minerals in a dish. And the seaweed brings that iodine and all of that. Give thanks and praise. Yes, Bria said extremely delicious walnut meat, y'all. Listen, she has had it more than once, I'm sure. Hey, Bria. Have you done juice fasting? Yes, actually through this almost year-long journey of being raw, I went on a juice fast during the winter solstice of last year. I had been raw for maybe like a little bit over 45 days, I would say, and I just shifted it because I was like, all right, I'm ready to elevate even more and really tune in to source, really tune into the divine, really tune into myself, and really level up in that area of discipline once again. So like 45 days into my raw journey, I did my juice fast. This was last year, and I think I did 9 days. And on the 9th day, I made a whole feast. I have this posted on my page too. Made a whole feast for a retreat, divine retreat that I held with my tribe. And it was just so powerful. Made this beautiful feast and cooked for almost 100 people on that 9th day. And it was just so powerful. So that has been, but I'm ready to go on another juice fast, another juice cleanse. Most High willing, I will do a juice cleanse within the next 6 weeks, is what Spirit is saying. So we'll see how that flows. I give thanks. I don't even have, in this moment in time, I don't even really have like a specific intention for that juice fast, but I'm just gonna meditate on it from now until then and just like really because fasting, y'all know I'm the fasting queen. That's a whole different thing, like fasting and just like the powers, yo. Really tap into the powers during that time of sacrifice in the flesh, so you can build spiritual currency. Y'all not ready to have that conversation. Y'all are not ready to have that conversation. We're gonna get into it though another time for sure, very soon. Very soon. Okay, so I have this running question that I'm noticing about like weight loss and weight gain during this journey. I am like high key, like when it comes to the weight loss thing. So baby, I'm thick, okay? That's just how I'm built. Yet, being that I've been on this journey for about to be a year, I have seen a shift in my body. What I have seen is that I have aligned with my most natural shape, size, and weight. I'm just like in alignment with a shape, size, and weight that feels really comfortable for me, like really natural. And you know what that has done for me? First and foremost, my yoga practice has evolved. I've seen my yoga practice evolve because it's like yoga is this intuitive practice of tapping into and tuning in with your body on such a spiritual and mental level. It's like really like getting in to that mind body spirit connection. That's yoga, is a practice of that. And so when my body, because my body is this shape, size, and weight that is most natural for me, my yoga practice is this divine, smooth flow where I'm getting into poses easier, I should say. I'm getting into poses easier. I'm able to hold the poses, longer. I'm able to go deeper. I'm able to go deep. It's just, I'm really thankful for that part right there. I've seen yoga is very personal and divine practice for me, and it's something that has been in my life for as long as I remember, because even as a child I did gymnastics for 8 years of my life, beginning of my life, and then transitioning from gymnastics into yoga was like a natural, transition. So it's been, like I said, like a personal practice for most of my life, and I have seen how the different forms that I have taken up in my life, because there was a time where I was chubby as well, so like having more weight on my bones, like seeing what my practice looked like at that time, and then seeing what my practice looked like 2 years ago, especially also considering where I was mentally, where I was in my confidence levels, where I was in my spirit, and how all of that makes a difference in how my yoga practice flows with or without ease, or where in my body I feel resistance. Because I feel like now, due to the lifestyle, I've become so insanely in tune with my mind, sensitive to my own thoughts, ultra sensitive to my own thoughts. I have become way more in tune with my heart, with my body, with my spirit. All of these things, I've seen how that also makes creates an effect within my practice and where in my body is showing up as resistance and what that truly translates as spiritually or mentally. It's deep, yo. And honestly, after I get off this live, I'm gonna get on my mat and really observe, because I'm inspiring my own self, and I hope that y'all are all feeling inspired to take care of yourselves, to take care of yourselves, to be inputting information that is upful, okay, to be inputting information that is creating a story that is one that you want to hear, okay? That is one that you want to live, because guess what? You are living your story. You are the one. You're creating your story and you're living your story simultaneously. The story is being created. You listening to me right now, this is part of your... I've now become... These words, this channeling has now become a part of your story. Because remember, I was telling you about the programming. I was telling you about the reprogramming, where you can do the reprogramming through the affirmations. I am blessed. I am beautiful. I am light. I am love. I am peaceful. I am surrounded by unconditional love. I am successful. I am prosperous. Doing the reprogramming through your own words, doing the reprogramming through the words of those around you. So really being intentional about the friends that you keep. Are they gossiping? Can they never take accountability? Do they never speak about anything positive? Guess what? You're taking in that programming as well. That's your food. That's your food for thought. When you, after you have your day and you begin to reflect on your day, that's your food for thoughts. Those conversations that you had, that's your soul food. When you're in the moment, that's your soul food. When you're having a conversation with someone and they just spitting pure wisdom, that is soul food. When you're having a conversation when they're speaking and what you're feeling, you're just resonating. That's soul food. You're intaking that. You're becoming that now. You are becoming that. So if you are surrounded by friends who speak nothing but life into you, if you are in an environment that is supportive, if you are choosing to actively create an environment, because it's not even about where you at right now, for real, it's about where you're choosing to go. Did y'all receive that? Because hold on. Did anybody receive? Send me some yellow hearts if you received that just now. It's not about where you at right now. Send me some yellow hearts if you received that. It's about where you're choosing to go. It's about where you're reprogramming yourself into the reality of. It's not about right now. It's about where you are consciously and unconsciously choosing to go. Send me some yellow hearts if you receive that, because I need y'all to understand. And you get to choose. That's the dopest part. I get to choose where I am going. Wow. I get to choose. That's crazy. Wow. Give thanks and praise. And this is why we give thanks and praise every day. This is why we give thanks and praise every day. Because we are creating our reality with every breath that we take. And if we are taking shallow breaths, honey, that's another thing on this raw journey that I have intentionally, really been doing the work on. And a tool that I have been using in my toolbox is breath work. Because the deeper those breaths, the deeper, that's how we get into the depth of our life experience. Those lungs are our wings. How expansive are you willing to be? How expansive are you? Your wings are the physical manifestation of your spiritual and mental part of, it's one of the physical manifestations of and reflections of your spiritual and mental wings. So getting into the breath, being present enough to breathe. Wow. Being present enough to breathe. To breathe. Like, think about the everyday life where we are constantly in traffic, rushing to go here, rushing to go there, rushing life, not aligning with divine order, not aligning with divine timing, rushing and trying to, and this and that, not even taking a moment to breathe and be present in the breath. That in itself is blocking our blessings. That in itself. So, coming back to our natural divine pace, coming back to our natural divine breath, the breath is the most sacred movement of them all. The breath is the source. That's the end of the sentence. Who received that one right? Send me some yellow hearts if you received that. Don't let that go over your head. Send me some yellow hearts if this is making sense for you. The breath in itself. So, yeah, taking time to slow down. Taking time to realign. Taking time to, receive. Wow. Receive the information. Take a moment to breathe into your experience, to breathe life into. Realigning with your divine pace. This is how you move through life with ease and grace. There is no rush, y'all. It's just, we here. And all we have is the now. I was talking to a sister earlier today, about the energies of fear and anxiety. And due to my ultra sensitivity at this time, I've really truly seen that the energies of fear and anxiety only exist in the past and the future. They don't exist in the now. It only exists when you, in the present moment, are choosing to be in the past, to be dwelling on the past, to be dwelling about what was and what did and who was and who did and not practicing forgiveness and all kind of stuff and blocking your blessings, just staying in the past. That's the only place, that place, in addition to the future, that is being created in the now. If you're present here to witness and take part in. Because it's being created, whether you're consciously or unconsciously choosing to play a role. And it's being created in the now. So it's really only the present moment that it actually makes sense to exist and reside in. Because then you get to create a reality for your future, or at least take part in the manifestation of what is to come. And actually co-work with the universe, co-work with the divine. It's been a blessing, y'all. Thank you for being present in this moment with me. I know it was a lot of questions, yet we gonna get into it. I'm gonna go live again and we gonna get into these questions, but it's been love, it's been light. Give thanks. Keep choosing better. Keep allowing your food and your words to be your medicine. Yes? Give thanks. Peace, y'all.